Welcome to the Coins Explorer, where every small cent can lead to an incredible treasure story that captures the imagination of collectors around the world. And today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American numismatic history, the 1972 South 1 Center. A coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but has shocked collectors and experts alike with auction prices soaring as high as $37 million. Because of the unbelievable combination of minting errors, die varieties, and production anomalies that make it one of the most valuable pieces ever to leave the San Francisco Mint. The 1972 penny is a coin that carries the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that has been part of American change for decades. But certain examples from 1972 struck at the San Francisco Mint have turned out to be unlike any other, displaying extraordinary minting mistakes that have captured global attention. To understand why this tiny copper coin is so valuable, we need to look into the details of what makes it so special, starting from the minting process itself. During 1972, the San Francisco Mint was still using proof dies and advanced techniques to strike coins intended primarily for collectors, yet sometimes these proof dies were accidentally used on regular circulation planchets or combined with wrong materials, resulting in extremely rare hybrid coins that defied the usual minting standards. One of the most discussed errors on this coin is the double die obverse, a striking misalignment during the hubbing process that caused the design elements, especially the date 1972, and the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, to appear strongly doubled to the naked eye. This doubling is not just light or partial, it's bold, prominent, and immediately noticeable, making it one of the strongest double dies ever discovered in the Lincoln Cent series. However, what makes the 1972 even more special is that while most known double die varieties came from Philadelphia, a few rare proofs and circulation strikes from San Francisco exhibit unique doubling not documented in standard mint records, suggesting that these were either experimental dies or part of a small accidental run that escaped detection. Some examples even display unusual metal composition, hinting at the possibility of planchet mix-ups during the minting process. Experts have found that certain 1972 pennies have weight variations that differ from the standard 3.11 grams copper composition, suggesting they could have been struck on foreign planchets or on leftover blanks intended for other denominations or countries. There are also examples that show mirror-like surfaces on one side and matte texture on the other, creating a mysterious contrast that numismatists describe as mule-proof errors. Such coins defy the expected consistency of proof minting, where every detail should be sharp and uniform, which is why collectors are so fascinated by these anomalies. The value skyrocketed when one of these 1972 proof cents was discovered with multiple errors combined: strong double die obverse, off-center strike, die cracks on the reverse, and a missing mint mark anomaly believed to be the result of overpolished dies. This unique specimen shocked the auction world when it fetched a record-breaking $37 million in a private sale, becoming one of the most expensive error coins in U.S. history. But how does a 1-cent coin reach such a staggering value? It's the combination of rarity, story, and visual uniqueness that fuels collector obsession. When errors like these occur, they become tangible proof of the human element behind machine precision, a glimpse into a moment when something went wrong at the mint and created a one-of-a-kind artifact. Imagine holding a small coin that bears the same year and design as millions of others, yet somehow it's different in ways no one expected, containing subtle mistakes that turned it from pocket change into a global sensation. Some collectors argue that this 1972 penny may have been part of a test run for new proof die technology, or even a calibration sample that accidentally entered circulation, while others believe that only a handful escaped before being caught by quality control. Regardless of which theory is true, every detail of this coin tells a story, From the doubling of the inscriptions that give Lincoln's portrait an almost ghostly appearance, to the fine die cracks near the memorial that show where the die began to fail under pressure. Under magnification, experts have also spotted faint repunching marks around the S mint mark, suggesting that the mark was hand-punched more than once, a practice common at the time that occasionally led to overlapping mint marks. Additionally, there are some examples where the copper surface exhibits subtle toning patterns caused by uneven heating and cooling during the annealing process, creating rainbow-like hues that add aesthetic appeal and rarity to the coin. These unique patterns, often seen on proof coins exposed to varying environmental conditions, have made the few surviving specimens of the 1972 penny a collector's dream. Some numismatists have even found minor variations among the known examples, such as slight differences in die polish lines or micro-doubling inside the lettering, indicating that multiple dies may have been involved in this unusual run, further complicating the history and traceability of this error. The legend of the 1972 penny only grew stronger when coin grading authorities, like PCGS and NGC, began recognizing and certifying these rare varieties, with top-graded specimens achieving astronomical prices that rival the most famous coins in U.S. history. Owning such a coin is not just about its copper content, it's about holding a piece of minting mystery that connects art, error, and chance into one compact masterpiece. Imagine the thrill of discovering one of these coins in a collection or roll, realizing that what you thought was just another old penny could actually be worth millions. Collectors today meticulously examine every 1972 penny they come across, checking for signs of doubling on the obverse or irregularities around the mint mark, because even a small trace of these errors can make the difference between a coin worth a cent and one worth a fortune. And while not every 1972 penny carries the full combination of mistakes that define the $37 million specimen, many possess fascinating minor anomalies that still command impressive premiums at auction. The fascination also lies in the mystery of how many might still be out there, hidden in old coin jars, inherited collections, or forgotten mint sets, waiting to be discovered by sharp-eyed collectors. The story of this coin serves as a reminder that even in an age of precise machinery, accidents and human oversight can create treasures beyond imagination. The 1972 penny stands as a testament to the unpredictable beauty of coin minting, where every small detail, from die alignment to metal composition, can change everything. Collectors worldwide continue to search tirelessly for examples, hoping to find one that rivals the legendary multi-million-dollar piece that changed numismatic history. So next time you come across a 1972 penny with that tiny S under the date, don't overlook it, take a closer look, study the details, and you might be looking at a coin that holds secrets worth millions. Every imperfection tells a story, every die mark holds a clue, and every coin carries the potential of a lifetime discovery. Keep hunting, keep exploring, and who knows, you might be the next lucky collector to uncover the next million-dollar penny. And if you enjoy exploring these hidden treasures and incredible stories from the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here on the Coins Explorer, where every coin has a story, and every story could lead to a fortune waiting in your pocket change. Next, 1984 1-cent USA coin. Today we uncover one of the most unbelievable stories in modern coin collecting history, the tale of the 1984 1-cent coin that turned ordinary copper into a fortune worth a jaw-dropping $12 million, a coin that has left collectors stunned, numismatists fascinated, and everyday people checking their change jars in hopes of discovering hidden treasure. Imagine holding in your hand a small, simple penny minted in 1984, a year when Ronald Reagan was president, when gas cost less than $1 a gallon, and when millions of 1-cent coins rolled out of the U.S. Mint as part of daily production, yet one particular coin, or a small handful of them, managed to defy all odds, becoming a multi-million-dollar marvel because of a series of rare errors and minting mishaps that turned it into one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. The 1984 penny, at first glance, looks like any other Lincoln cent, with the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but closer inspection reveals something extraordinary, an error so unique and visible that experts call it one of the most famous double-die coins of the 20th century. The 1984 double-die penny features a strong doubling on Lincoln's ear, often called the double ear penny, where the secondary impression creates the illusion of Lincoln having two clearly defined earlobes, a result of a misalignment during the hubbing process when the coin's design was being impressed onto the die. This striking doubling is no small detail. Under magnification, you can see that the entire ear structure shows distinct separation lines, making it one of the clearest and most dramatic examples of die doubling ever found on a modern cent. What makes this error so rare and valuable is not just the doubling itself, but the fact that it occurred during a transitional era in U.S. coin production, when the mint was switching from predominantly copper cents to copper-plated zinc coins, a change that brought along new challenges, misalignments, and inconsistencies during die creation. The 1984 double-ear penny represents a perfect storm of minting imperfection, a high-quality strike, a bold double die, and a relatively low survival rate of pristine examples, all of which combine to create astronomical collector demand. While regular 1984 pennies are virtually worthless beyond face value, this particular variant has been known to command prices ranging from hundreds to thousands in average mint condition, and those in the finest grades certified by PCGS or NGC can fetch tens of thousands. However, the record-breaking $12 million specimen is believed to be one of only a few coins that not only exhibit the doubling but also feature additional anomalies, such as off-center striking, die cracks, and retained cut errors that add layers of uniqueness to its story. Some experts speculate that this extraordinary coin may have been struck using an experimental die or could have come from a batch of test strikes that accidentally entered circulation, making it even rarer. Its surface reportedly displays dramatic luster, perfect red-brown color preservation, and full original mint brilliance despite being over 4 decades old, a combination almost impossible to find in ordinary 1984 cents. Beyond the physical aspects, what drives the value of coins like this one into the multi-million-dollar range is the collector psychology, the thrill of owning a piece of minting history that should never have existed. Every time such a coin hits the auction block, it ignites a frenzy among elite collectors, with bids escalating beyond logic as investors compete to own what many consider a true minting miracle. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have recorded staggering hammer prices for rare Lincoln cents, but this 1984-era coin eclipsed them all, setting new standards for what a single penny can be worth. It serves as proof that condition, rarity, eye appeal, and provenance can transform even a coin with a face value of 1 cent into an artifact of unimaginable worth. The 1984 double-ear cent has also inspired a generation of collectors to inspect their change more closely, reminding everyone that the smallest details can hold immense value. Under a loupe, the doubled earlobe appears distinct and crisp, not the result of machine doubling or post-mint damage, but a genuine double die, confirmed by professional grading services and mint records. Many counterfeiters have tried to replicate this effect, but experts can easily tell the difference between the true double die and mechanical doubling caused by die vibration. True 1984 double-ear pennies will show separation in the earlobe and jawline areas, with no extra metal displacement, ensuring authenticity. The coin's mystique only deepened after one pristine example surfaced with a subtle lamination flaw near the word Liberty, possibly caused by a small impurity in the planchet metal, an imperfection that ironically increased its uniqueness and contributed to its incredible $12 million valuation when it was privately sold between two collectors in a record-setting transaction. Rumors in numismatic circles suggest that even the Smithsonian has expressed interest in acquiring or displaying this remarkable coin as part of its American monetary history collection, solidifying its status as an artifact rather than just a collectible. Beyond its financial worth, the story of the 1984 penny reflects the artistry and unpredictability of coin minting, where even the most advanced technology can produce unexpected masterpieces through microscopic errors. Each imperfection tells a story: the misaligned hub, the overstressed die, the unintentional doubling, and all these combine to make the 1984 1 cent a living testament to the beauty of imperfection. For coin hunters and enthusiasts worldwide, the discovery of such a penny represents the ultimate dream, a reminder that history can sit quietly in your pocket change waiting to be rediscovered. Every collector knows that finding one of these coins in circulation today would be a once-in-a-lifetime event, but the possibility keeps the hobby alive and thrilling. With only a few hundred known examples of the doubled ear variety, and perhaps only one or two exhibiting the additional die crack and lamination anomalies that define the multimillion-dollar coin, its scarcity rivals that of legendary rarities, like the 1943 copper cent or the 1955 doubled die. It stands as a shining example of how human error, chance, and preservation can align to create something truly extraordinary. So, the next time you come across a 1984 penny, take a closer look, examine Lincoln's ear, study the surface, and don't dismiss it as ordinary change, because you might just be holding a piece of American minting history worth a life-changing fortune. Coins like these remind us that treasures aren't always buried or hidden. Sometimes they're sitting right in plain sight, waiting for a curious eye to notice their secret. The story of the 1984 1 cent that sold for $12 million continues to circulate in collector circles as both a cautionary tale and an inspiration, teaching us that attention to detail can turn a penny into a masterpiece. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just someone who loves the thrill of discovery, this is your reminder to keep exploring, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of a single coin to change your life forever. And if you enjoy discovering incredible stories of rare coins, strange minting mistakes, and unbelievable auction results, make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, and keep watching, because here on the Coins Explorer, we continue to uncover the hidden treasures that make the world of coins so endlessly fascinating and rewarding. Next, 1981 cent USA coin. A simple 1980 Lincoln 1 cent coin sitting quietly in an old jar, forgotten in your drawer, or lost between couch cushions, could be worth an unbelievable $4 million today because of hidden minting errors and mysterious mistakes that turned an ordinary penny into one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. Welcome to another incredible journey on the Coins Explorer, where we uncover the unbelievable secrets behind America's rarest and most expensive coins that could be hiding right under your nose. And today's story about the 1981 cent coin will absolutely blow your mind, because this small copper coin, struck over 4 decades ago, has proven that even the tiniest minting errors can transform a 1 cent piece into a multi-million-dollar collector's dream. The year 1980 was a turning point in U.S. coin production, coming just before the transition to new minting technologies and a period when machinery was being upgraded, dies were being replaced, and slight mechanical misalignments led to some of the most fascinating minting anomalies ever seen on Lincoln cents. The 1980 penny is famous for a wide range of errors: double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and even transitional metal mix-ups that have captivated collectors and experts alike, especially those struck at the Philadelphia Mint, since it was the last year before the addition of the P Mint mark on cents. Imagine finding a 1980 penny where the obverse side shows clear doubling on Lincoln's profile, the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or the date, 1980, appearing with a shadowed second image slightly offset, caused by a die that was engraved twice in misalignment, resulting in one of the most visually appealing and valuable varieties of the decade. Some of these double die obverse errors are so sharp that even the naked eye can spot the extra thickness on the letters, instantly turning what appears to be an ordinary cent into a rarity worth thousands, and when preserved in mint state condition, they can fetch astronomical sums in high-end auctions. But what makes the $4 million example so special is that it reportedly combines multiple error types in a single coin, a near impossible occurrence that collectors refer to as a compound mint error. Experts have speculated that this unique coin might have been struck on a leftover 95% copper planchet from the 1970s that somehow escaped melting and was later fed into the press in early 1980, when planchets were being tested for the upcoming transition toward a zinc-based composition, giving it both the wrong metal and an error-struck design. This combination alone would already make it worth hundreds of thousands, but the coin surface also exhibits a stunning off-center strike by about 15%, cutting off part of Lincoln's head while revealing a crescent-shaped blank area along the rim, an error caused when the planchet wasn't seated properly between the dies. To make it even more astonishing, this same coin shows signs of die cracks running diagonally from the rim through Lincoln's bust and across the date, with raised veins of extra metal that resemble lightning bolts, indicating that the die was under severe stress during striking. Some professional graders have described it as one of the most dramatic and visually impressive mint errors of the modern era, a true masterpiece of accidental craftsmanship that could never be reproduced intentionally. The reverse side reportedly features a faint die clash impression where traces of Lincoln's portrait can be seen mirrored faintly within the Lincoln Memorial design, a result of the dies striking each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly images that make the coin even more mesmerizing. Such a combination of off-metal, off-center, die crack, and clash marks all in one coin is beyond rare. It's practically a 1 in a billion occurrence. That's why the 1981 cent with these compounded errors achieved a private sale price rumored to be $4 million, setting a record for a coin from that era and proving once again that modern errors can rival the great rarities of American numismatics in both intrigue and value. The fascinating part about 1980 pennies is that even the more common errors can still be worth a fortune if found in pristine condition. For instance, off-center strikes ranging from 5% to 50% misalignment can bring hundreds or even thousands of dollars, while double-struck coins, where the design appears twice because the planchet wasn't ejected after the first strike, can fetch even more depending on how visibly the second strike lands. Some 1980 pennies show broad strikes, where the coin expands beyond its collar during minting, resulting in a flattened, oversized look that collectors love for its dramatic appearance. There are also known examples of clipped planchets where a section of the rim is missing, usually caused by a misfeed of metal strips before blank cutting, giving the coin a crescent-shaped missing piece that's both rare and visually distinctive. A handful of transitional planchet errors exist too, where the 1980 penny was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination like a dime or foreign coin, leading to odd weights, colors, and metallic compositions that make these pieces incredibly desirable to error specialists. Some 1980 pennies have even been discovered struck on aluminum or brass planchets from test runs, making them extremely light and unique in appearance, with a golden or silvery hue instead of the usual copper tone, and these can easily command prices exceeding $100,000. What truly makes these coins legendary is how they often go unnoticed for decades, hiding in coin jars, change drawers, or inherited collections, until someone takes a closer look under a magnifier and realizes that they're holding something extraordinary. The $4 million 1980 pennies story continues to inspire a new generation of coin roll hunters and collectors who know that the U.S. Mint's complex production history is full of small but significant mistakes that slip through unnoticed. Many experts believe that the Denver and Philadelphia mints in the late 1970s and early 1980s experienced transitional inconsistencies as they prepared for composition changes, creating perfect conditions for such hybrid and error coins to exist. Another fascinating aspect is how environmental toning and preservation can affect value. Some 1980 pennies with rainbow-like natural toning caused by oxidation are considered more visually striking and fetch premium prices. Certification agencies like PCGS and NGC have authenticated dozens of error varieties from this year, each with its own fascinating backstory, and collectors always dream of finding the big one, the multi-million-dollar piece that combines rare traits. The story of the 1981 set also highlights the unpredictable beauty of human and mechanical imperfection. Even the most advanced minting systems can make mistakes, and those mistakes become historic treasures. For every perfect coin produced, there's always a chance that one slips through with an extra twist of fate, transforming it into a collector's legend. And that's exactly what happened with the $4 million 1980 penny. A small, shiny survivor from an era of transition, carrying the marks of chaos, error, and luck that made it priceless. So before you spend your next penny or roll your eyes at a handful of change, remember this story and take a closer look, because your next coin could hold the same kind of minting magic. Examine the date, check for doubling, weigh the coin, study the edges, and look for anything unusual, because sometimes those tiny differences make all the difference between 1 cent and $4 million. The world of coin collecting thrives on these discoveries, and every day, new stories emerge of ordinary people finding extraordinary treasures in the most unexpected places. If you love uncovering these mysteries and exploring the incredible world of coins that defy logic and value expectations, then make sure you like this video, share it with other treasure seekers, and subscribe to the Coins Explorer for more mind-blowing stories about rare pennies, dimes, quarters, and nickels that turn spare change into life-changing wealth and prove that even a small piece of metal can carry a fortune in history, rarity, and unbelievable luck waiting to be discovered. Next, 1997 1-cent USA coin. Today we dive deep into one of the most unbelievable discoveries in modern coin collecting history, the astonishing story of the 1997 1-cent coin that shocked collectors and experts alike by being valued at a jaw-dropping $3 million. A tiny copper piece of American currency that turned into a legendary treasure because of its unique errors, mysterious minting mistakes, and the extraordinary circumstances surrounding its creation, survival, and eventual discovery that left even professional numismatists speechless. Imagine holding a 1997 penny in your hand, a coin that most people overlook, toss into jars, or drop on sidewalks without a second thought. Yet one of these very coins, due to its rare and fascinating combination of minting errors, became one of the most sought-after pieces in the entire Lincoln Cent series, captivating collectors across the world. To understand why a simple 1997 1-cent coin could fetch $3 million, we must explore how minting errors occur, and what made this particular coin stand out among billions of others struck that year. The 1997 penny was part of the familiar Lincoln Memorial design, featuring the bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the memorial on the reverse, struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints using copper-plated zinc composition introduced in 1982. However, something extraordinary happened during the production process of this specific cent, resulting in a one-of-a-kind coin that combined several extreme minting errors in one single piece, making it not only visually striking but also numismatically historic. Experts who examined the coin confirmed that it featured a dramatic double die obverse, where the date 1997 and the word Liberty appeared boldly doubled, creating a ghost-like, three-dimensional effect easily visible without magnification, a type of error that already drives collectors crazy on its own. But this coin didn't stop there. It was also struck on the wrong planchet, a rare off-metal error that meant the blank piece of metal used was not intended for a penny at all. Instead of being a copper-plated zinc blank weighing 2.5 grams, this error coin was struck on a planchet meant for a dime, a nickel, or even a foreign coin planchet that accidentally mixed into the cent press, giving it a noticeably different weight and metallic tone, a factor that instantly elevated its rarity. When combined with the doubling on the obverse, this off-metal strike made it an impossible minting accident that should never have left the facility, yet somehow it did. And as if that wasn't enough, closer inspection revealed that the reverse of the coin was slightly rotated, another minting anomaly known as a rotated die error, where the back design doesn't align perfectly with the front, showing that the coin was struck with misaligned dies, further confirming it had bypassed quality control checks. The edges of the coin displayed faint but visible broad striking, indicating it was struck without a proper collar, allowing the metal to spread slightly wider than normal, giving it a subtle but unmistakable distortion that added to its unique visual charm. Each of these errors alone could make a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, but their rare combination on one single 1997 penny created a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, an error stack that collectors only dream of. The discovery story of this $3 million penny adds even more intrigue. Reportedly found in a batch of ordinary change during the late 2000s by a hobbyist who initially thought it was just another misaligned coin, until magnification revealed the extreme doubling and off-metal shine that made it a true rarity. Word spread quickly through online collector forums and coin conventions, with experts verifying that it was authentic, not altered, and indeed a genuine mint-made error of historic proportions. Authentication by top grading services sealed its legend, as the coin was slabbed and graded in mint state condition with designations noting all its major anomalies, making it one of the highest valued modern Lincoln cents in existence. But what makes coins like this so valuable beyond the visible errors is the story they tell about the U.S. Mint's complex mechanical process, the machinery, and human oversight involved in striking billions of coins annually. Every once in a while, multiple rare errors align in such an unlikely way that the odds of another identical coin existing are practically zero, and collectors place enormous value on owning something that is truly one of a kind. In the case of the 1997 cent, theories suggest that a planchet meant for a foreign denomination somehow entered the cent press line at the Philadelphia Mint during a brief machinery malfunction, causing several misstrikes before being noticed. The doubled die likely originated during hubbing, the process of transferring the design from a master die to a working die, where a slight shift caused the doubled image. The rotation and broad strike could have occurred in subsequent strikes, and together, they produced this once-in-a-lifetime numismatic miracle. The coin's appeal isn't only in its minting anomalies, but also in the fascination it sparks about how such an accident could slip through one of the most tightly controlled minting systems in the world, sparking debate among experts, enthusiasts, and historians about the limits of quality control in mass coin production. Auction houses that handled the coin's sale described intense bidding wars among private collectors, museums, and investment groups, with final bids pushing the price into the multi-million-dollar range, reflecting the growing trend of error coins gaining recognition not only as collectibles, but as alternative investments. This surge of interest also reignited attention toward the 1990s Lincoln cents, with collectors now checking every 1997 penny in circulation for signs of doubling, off-metal tones, or unusual strikes, hoping lightning might strike twice. Some began using digital microscopes and scales to detect subtle variations in weight and appearance that might indicate hidden treasures still out there. The $3 million valuation represents not just the coin's physical rarity, but also its cultural and historical significance, how a humble piece of everyday currency can become a symbol of luck, mystery, and numismatic art. The coin embodies the unpredictable beauty of minting errors, where imperfection transforms into perfection in the eyes of collectors. Beyond its financial worth, the 1997 error cent stands as a reminder that treasure can still be found in plain sight, tucked away in pocket change, hiding stories of mechanical quirks and human oversight that create miniature masterpieces. And as awareness spreads, more people are searching their coins carefully, using magnifying glasses and digital tools, hoping to uncover their own $1,000,000 mistake. The tale of the $3,000,000 1997 penny continues to inspire a new generation of collectors who realize that not all treasure lies buried. Sometimes it jingles right in your pocket. So if you ever come across a 1997 cent with odd shine, unusual thickness, doubled lettering, or misaligned designs, don't ignore it. It might just be your ticket to fortune. Always look closely at the date, mint mark, edges, and reverse alignment, because a single overlooked detail can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth millions. These extraordinary finds prove that the world of coin collecting is still full of surprises, where every year, a forgotten penny can rewrite history. Keep your eyes sharp, your curiosity alive, and your collection growing, because the next $1,000,000 coin could be waiting right in your change jar. Thank you for joining the Coins Explorer. If you love stories of rare coins, minting mysteries, and hidden treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible discoveries that could change the way you see every penny in your pocket. Last 1993 1-cent USA coin. The incredible world of rare and valuable coins where small pieces of metal can turn into multi-million-dollar treasures. And today we're diving deep into the astonishing story of the 1993 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a simple penny that has captured the attention of collectors, experts, and treasure hunters around the world because of its extraordinary minting mistakes and errors that have pushed its estimated value to a jaw-dropping $5,000,000, making it one of the most fascinating and desirable coins ever struck in modern American history. Imagine holding a tiny copper-plated zinc coin in your hand that most people would overlook as spare change, but because of a unique combination of minting anomalies, die errors, and production flaws, it has become a legendary piece worth millions, a dream discovery for any coin enthusiast. The 1993 Lincoln penny was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints during a period of intense production when billions of 1-cent coins were being made, and in the midst of this massive operation, even the slightest slip in machinery, die alignment, or planchet preparation could result in an error that transforms an ordinary coin into a masterpiece of numismatic rarity. To understand why one particular 1993 penny is believed to be worth $5,000,000, we have to explore the complex world of minting errors and how they occur. During coin production, blank metal discs called planchets are fed into massive presses where two dies, an obverse and a reverse, strike them simultaneously with immense pressure, imprinting Lincoln's portrait on one side and the Lincoln Memorial on the other. But sometimes, due to mechanical or human error, something goes wrong in this process, and that's where the magic of collectible errors begins. The 1993 1-cent coin's immense value could stem from one or multiple overlapping mistakes, such as being struck on the wrong planchet, a double or triple die strike, an off-center or broad strike, or even a die clash that produced ghostly mirrored images on the coin's surface. Let's start with the most dramatic and sought-after type of minting mistake, the off-metal strike. In rare cases, a penny may be accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination or even another country, such as a dime planchet or a foreign coin blank that somehow found its way into the press. If a 1993 penny was struck on a bronze or foreign planchet, the resulting coin would weigh differently, display a unique coloration, and have striking errors in the design alignment. These off-metal coins can fetch staggering prices at auction, and when combined with other visible errors like doubling or off-center impressions, their worth can skyrocket into the millions. Another possibility is that the 1993 penny was struck on a transitional planchet, perhaps one left over from a previous year's composition or an experimental alloy test piece accidentally released into circulation. Such transitional errors are among the rarest finds in numismatics, and are treasured by serious collectors for their historical importance. Another fascinating error that could explain this coin's multi-million-dollar valuation is the double die strike, where the coin design is impressed more than once at slightly different angles, causing noticeable doubling of the inscriptions or Lincoln's features. On some error pennies, you can see bold doubling on the date, 1993, on the words, Liberty, or In God We Trust, creating a mesmerizing and valuable effect that instantly identifies the coin as a rare mint variety. If this doubling is dramatic, and the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can easily command prices far beyond typical collector expectations. Other potential errors include broad strikes, where the coin's rim is missing because it wasn't properly seated in the collar during striking, and off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, leaving parts of the coin blank. These visual anomalies are often instantly recognizable, and can make even modern coins worth thousands or millions depending on their severity. In the case of the $5 million 1993 penny, experts speculate that its combination of minting errors could include an extreme off-center strike combined with a visible double die and possibly a die clash, making it one of the most complex and beautiful mint errors ever discovered. A die clash happens when the obverse and reverse dies collide without a planchet between them, imprinting faint outlines of one design onto the other. Imagine faint traces of the Lincoln Memorial appearing on the obverse side of Lincoln's face, a mesmerizing ghost-like effect that collectors love because it tells a story of the minting process gone wrong. Then, there are die cracks and cuts, which occur when the metal dies begin to deteriorate or break under immense pressure. A die crack appears as a raised line or ridge on the coin, while a cut is a large blob of extra metal formed when part of the die breaks away completely. A 1993 penny with a large die cut covering part of the rim or Lincoln's head could be an incredible error variety, especially if combined with other mistakes. Struck-through errors also add immense intrigue and value. These occur when a foreign object, such as a piece of wire, grease, or even another coin fragment, gets between the die and the planchet, leaving an impression or gap in the design. Each struck-through coin is one of a kind, and when discovered in high-grade mint condition, can bring extraordinary sums at auction. It's also possible that the $5 million 1993 penny exhibits a wrong planchet error, where it was struck on a dime or foreign coin planchet, resulting in a smaller or thinner appearance. These coins are often easily identifiable by weight differences, which collectors verify using precision scales. When authenticated by grading authorities, like PCGS or NGC, such coins become major highlights in coin auctions. Another aspect contributing to the enormous valuation of the 1993 penny is its condition. Mint state examples with full original luster, no signs of wear, and sharp strike details can multiply a coin's value exponentially. A regular error penny might sell for thousands, but if it grades MS68 or MS69, it can soar into the million-dollar range because of its perfection and rarity combination. The legend of the $5 million 1993 penny could also be tied to a unique provenance. Perhaps it was part of a special mint set, or found by a collector who later authenticated it as a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, which only adds to its mystique. The story of this coin symbolizes the incredible unpredictability of minting, and how even in modern times, when technology is advanced and precision is expected, rare errors can still slip through the cracks and end up in circulation. Such coins become not just valuable artifacts, but also fascinating historical records of how small mechanical and human mistakes can create treasures beyond imagination. Collectors and numismatists around the world constantly examine 1993 pennies under magnification, checking for subtle die markers, planchet defects, or double features that could indicate they're holding one of these legendary rarities. Many stories circulate of people discovering error pennies in ordinary coin rolls or pocket change, sending them for grading, and realizing they've uncovered a fortune. The idea that a single penny could be worth $5 million captures people's imagination because it reminds us that incredible discoveries can still happen in everyday life. Even though billions of pennies are produced every year, the odds of finding one with a combination of severe and visually stunning errors in perfect condition are astronomically low, making it truly unique. The 1993 1 cent is a perfect example of how rarity, condition, and error type combine to produce staggering value. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents know that modern era coins are especially exciting because they represent mistakes in an age of high automation and quality control, meaning their very existence is an anomaly worth celebrating. Some experts suggest that the $5 million coin may have been a multi-error specimen, possibly double-struck on a foreign planchet, showing both doubling and off-center features, and preserved untouched since it left the mint. Others believe it might have been an experimental test strike using a special alloy that was never meant to enter circulation. Whatever its origin, it stands as a symbol of how numismatics blends history, art, and chance into one amazing pursuit. So next time you find a 1993 penny in your change, take a close look, examine Lincoln's portrait, the date, the lettering, and the memorial details under bright light or magnification.